Coming the whole month of October, the Macbeef-Banquet second annual Spooktacular! That's gonna scare the pants right off of your dick!
It's gonna be spooky. Ooh. There's sirens going off in the background.
I don't hear anything, but okay.
I can't. Because they're on to me. They're on to me, Miles. Like you when you
like white
throw
on
yourself
rice.
At me. What?
Like white on rice.
Come on. That was going to be a better burp.
That was weird.
Anyway. I tried.
Mm-hmm.
Tried, damn it. All right.
Do you want an intro?
Welcome to the 60th
Cheese. No,
episode.
I said cheese.
You said cheese, and we both know it because there's cheese dice behind you. We watched a movie today, Miles. Well, not today. I watched it yesterday. And you probably watched it at some point this week.
Yesterday as well.
We watched a movie this week for the 60th episode of the Macbeef Pod, which was what?
The Devil All the Time.
The Devil All the Time. Yeah, had quite the cast.
Oh yeah, jeez.
Indeed, it was very, very interesting. What did you think of it?
Now initially, when you had said Devil All the Time was going to be this week's movie, I was a little hard because it felt like a horror movie. And I still stand by the fact that it's fit for October, but that's just me. But I will say that while watching the movie, my heart was like on a different level almost. Like I was, getting kind of anxious at some parts. So, I mean, it did kind of have that level of suspense, I think, at certain parts.
I'd say so.
So I do think it was it's a good movie. It's Spooktober worthy.
I'll kick your ass, all right?
That's just me.
It's not your podcast.
Do it,
you little bitch.
You're right. It's not my podcast.
But no, it was it did kind of. It was an interesting line. Yeah, I get it wasn't like necessarily like straight up thriller or anything or but it did play on suspense a little bit. I agree with you on that. The cast was good. I think the third act was the strongest for me. Story wise. The first, I guess the first act where it's kind of the first generation, talking about like the parents and stuff was all right and everything. It was like, okay, here's what's happening.
Yeah.
Setting this up or whatever, right? Then you got sort of the second act where it's focused more on Tom Holland and what's her name? Lenora.
Yeah.
Haley
Lafferty.
Bennett. No, I think that was never mind. I don't know. But yeah. So it's kind of focused on them and sort of their life or whatever, and you got Robert Pattinson as the Reverend, which was that kind of irked me a little bit, his character.
What do you mean annoying?
I mean, yeah, just like, oh man, this guy's a fucking sleazebag,
Oh yeah,
obviously
yeah.
That's the point, but
yeah.
And I gotta say props to I did like his acting. Especially, I think my favorite part was the scene where he and Arvin are in the church and Arvin's got the gun and kills him. I thought that was played very well.
Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's because I've seen a lot of violent movies and I kind of enjoy them. But I really enjoyed the scene where Arvin goes off on Lenora's bullies. I thought that was just so badass and like so fucking cool.
Yeah.
That was just me. I don't know.
No, yeah, it was cool. Great. Yeah, he separates them and takes them down one by one.
A good callback to earlier in the movie when he's like, "Play your,
pick your battles,
pick your time."
Pick your time.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved. There was a horrible moment where Carl and what was her name?
Sandy.
Sandy.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They picked up that the military kid or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
like the narrator's
yeah.
talking about him, and he's just like, it never occurred to Sandy that it could have been his way of looking at religion or whatever. And then he's just like, sick fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
What did you think about having the narrator? Because I know how you feel about having.
Yeah, I mean there was a couple lines. I don't remember in particular what they were, but there were a couple lines where it's just like, okay, I mean, we probably don't really need to say that. I can kind of just see it, you know. It's kind of just saying the obvious, kind of that Blade Runner thing.
Yeah.
Or I was thinking this the whole time, and it's like, well, yeah, we know that, but
yeah, we don't need to hear it.
We don't need to hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know, and I know going into it that it was based on a book, and I thought that was interesting too because it felt like a book, and especially just the way the story was crafted.
I would want to read it too, just because, just how the movie was, and
yeah, absolutely.
makes me want to read it.
No, there was one movie came out in 2012, and I'm trying to remember if it was based on a book or not, but it was The Place Beyond the Pines, which I feel is very similar.
I don't think I've seen that.
You have?
I don't think I have.
Okay. Well, it's kind of similar in that it sort of follows like a couple different generations, like a family.
Yeah.
All the way down. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And so I know that came out in 2012. Now the book, I don't know when that came out. Hold on.
That looks good.
Yeah, it's good. If you get a chance to watch it.
Guess we're watching next week. Just kidding. Haha.
You had to. 2011. Okay. So the book came out in 2011. It looks like.
So there was a book for The Place Behind the Pines?
No. Sorry. Devil All the Time.
Oh.
So I was trying to see which one came first.
Oh yeah.
They do seem a little similar. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they obviously have their differences too, because Place Beyond the Pines is a little more of a modern story, whereas this one's more like, 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I thought the acting was good.
Yeah.
I think anything else.
Who was your favorite? Like, who do you think did the best job? Probably Robert.
I mean, I mentioned it already, but Robert Pattinson was great.
Yeah.
I like Tom Holland. I thought he did good.
Mm-hmm. I kind of wish we had seen more of Bill Skarsgård, but I mean, obviously, because they were going by time.
Yeah, we only got the one glimpse of him at the end, and when he's flashing back or whatever.
Yeah.
And then because I liked his character, in the beginning there. That was, especially that scene where he's like you got to pick the right time. Like that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely showed that he was after the war, he was really messed up.
Yeah. The shell shock effect.
Especially, with the whole, the dog and...
Yeah.
Jeez. What did you think of the whole thing with Carl and Sandy?
It was... Again, I kind of felt like it was like a book, because it was kind of interesting how it all wove together. I do love stories like that, though. There's a movie that... and there's definitely other movies like this, like Pulp Fiction does that, where it ties in different characters. And there's one that I thought of too, which is a movie called Nashville. It came out in '75, and that's really good if you haven't seen it. Where it was directed by Robert Altman. It was and it's like an ensemble of characters. They're all going to this show, basically, and and then there's a couple of like, and there, well, actually, there's a lot of interesting characters, and some crazy stuff happens when they all get there. But either way, yeah, just kind of seeing like each character interact with one another was interesting. I was glad that obviously that Tom Holland or Arvin got away or whatever. I was kind of surprised that he had as much luck as he did with that little pistol of his.
Yeah, especially with the cop with the shotgun.
Sebastian Stan with the shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and I liked what when they explained about how paranoid Carl was, so her gun was loaded with blanks. And
yeah.
I like that as a nice touch, honestly.
That was good.
Yeah.
Or even what do you think about the whole Roy Lafferty, Helen and Theodore thing in the woods?
Trying to think, because
the preacher who killed the girl. Yeah.
I mean, I could definitely. I mean, well, I mean, it was like I said, the first act wasn't my favorite. I mean, it was just it was all right. It just served the story, and that was kind of I did like the duality of like the two of like Arvin and Lenora as both being kind of just orphaned by these crazy people, and it was interesting sort of seeing his the preacher guys like sort of not really remorse, I guess, but like sort of he like had some interesting, like, I don't know, perspectives at the end, like when he's about to get shot by Carl, which I thought was interesting. And I could tell, I was like, oh no, all right, he's gonna murder her. They're like, yep, she would see Lenora again. I was like, ah, shit. And then I figured it was gonna be some sort of religious thing. He didn't seem like a type to just be like just outright crazy just because.
Yeah. I think it's funny, I just thought about it, that he was saying in the beginning, Roy, when he was giving his sermon, he was preaching about like delusions when he was like, or no, was that wasn't Robert Pattinson, was it?
That was.
Okay, never mind then. I thought it was Roy. But yeah, he was like delusions. Yeah. But Roy was the one who had a delusion, thinking he could resurrect someone.
Exactly. Yeah. What did you think about the whole
the spiders?
No, I was gonna say the liver scene.
Oh.
When he's giving this sermon, he's just like fucking roasting.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Grandma. I was like, at first I was like, what is this guy gonna do? And then I started to realize, oh shit, this guy's going off, son. No, that was I was like really annoyed by that, because I mean, I kind of believe what Arvin said, that he just wanted to eat them himself because they were probably so damn good.
Yeah, I thought it was. I always think it's funny because you got characters like that where they, because I thought so too, and like he just kind of tries to play the system as best he can, and just he's kind of like a bullshitter,
Yeah.
Not even getting into the stuff. The other stuff that he does. Oh my god, it was so uncomfortable when it was like the scene of him at his house when he's on the he's on that little fucking recliner or whatever. Like, damn,
he's got his little belly, his beer belly.
Yeah, you gotta get. I was like, ugh,
that's good.
Yeah, though of course it was necessary, because I did like the build up. Like I said, I think my favorite scene was that church scene, and when he's like realizing that Arvin was spying on him. It's like, yes. Put it all out in front of him. Just didn't realize how much of a creep he is.
It was kind of weird, though. Like, Arvin was essentially the one who got rid of all the bad people.
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt, I will say, we've mentioned before how movies can feel very coincidental. And this one, to me, felt a little bit like that, like he just so happened to get picked up by Carl and Sandy, the ones who've been picking up other people. It seemed very, Like it just so happens.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I meant earlier, just like in terms of how convenient it is, the writing. Because it's like, yeah, what are the odds that this will happen, you know? And, I mean, not like I guess that stuff couldn't happen in real life or whatever, right? But
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like very convenient for a story, you know, and that's why I kind of thought it was like felt like a book a little bit, almost, or at least fictional in that way.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? I'm trying to think if there's really anything else.
I'm looking at the cast of characters, and every time I look at Douglas Hodge, who played Leroy Brown, I keep playing the song in my head.
Yeah. we should put that on the podcast.
No.
Yes.
Oh, did you know I mean, obviously, you probably saw it at the end, but the narrator was also the writer for the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
I thought that was a good touch.
Yeah, I liked it.
To have him
Indeed.
read it. Yeah, I guess I don't know what else there would be to say about it. I'm hoping that you know, Tom Holland and obviously Robert Pattinson, I'm sure, is going to continue doing films he actually wants to make instead of like Twilight. But like I'm hoping that these actors branch out a lot more because this was a good movie. I mean, it just kind of shows that good actors can make a good movie. Obviously,
yeah.
Good actors can also make a bad movie though. So there's that.
It's all about execution.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
but no,
I would recommend it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
No.
Okay,
No.
good. No.
Yeah.
So did you watch anything this week?
Did you watch anything this week?
I watched a few things, but I asked you first, cuck.
It's cuck ass, actually.
Yeah, sorry. No, sorry, son. You're actually my son, kind of a cuck ass.
Yes, and you're my mom. Sick fuck. No, I didn't. Not really. I haven't had time.
Yeah. I watched. Connor and I watched Addams Family, the newest one, the cartoon one.
Yeah, the animated.
It was all right. At the beginning, we both noticed that the animation was a little off. It looked really weird. But then we both kind of forgot about it, I think, while we were watching it. But I mean, I don't know, it was okay. It was, one of the newer animated movies, so it's all right. It doesn't feel like it's really, they don't feel like they're made for adults. Yeah. And I feel like, that was always kind of like a thing that should be, I don't know. Like adults should be able to enjoy it with their kids, but
exactly.
It's just me. I also watched. I rewatched The Babysitter, which came out on Netflix like 3 years ago or something. And then I went on to watch the sequel that just came out because I hadn't seen it yet, so I decided to rewatch the first one. The second one was not as good as the first one, and the first one was not that good. So I don't know. It's okay. I don't know if I'd recommend those or not. I think the main reason to watch them is just because it's got a lot of gore, and if you're into watching gore, I would recommend the movies. But that's about it. And in terms, I don't think I've watched anything else, but I have been listening to Post Malone, and I'm loving it. I love his music. It's really good.
Yeah, which songs have you been listening to?
I've just literally been listening to like his 3 albums on repeat. Nice. So
you have like a favorite one?
Favorite album?
Yeah.
Obviously, Hollywood's Bleeding. That one's really good.
Obviously,
it's got like it's because that's the one you like, and I know that.
Do you have a favorite track on that album?
And actually, okay, yeah. Another thing. You had said that I probably would have heard Congratulations before, but I hadn't. And I said that I hadn't listened to any Post Malone songs, but I was wrong. I had listened to one before, and that was Sunflower.
Sunflower, yep.
Because it was from the Spider-Man,
the
Spider-Verse movie. So that's probably one of the best ones on the album, obviously. But
for sure,
it's got a lot of good ones.
Yeah,
honestly.
there's some good stuff in there. I really liked what is it? I'm Gonna Be. I thought that one was good. And then I liked Take What You Want.
Right oh yeah, that one's really good.
It's got Ozzy,
of course,
which was cool. So when that first came out, I was kind of excited.
I think On the Road is a good one too.
Yeah.
Goodbyes is good. Mm-hmm. I think like out of the three albums, this one has like the most good songs.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But
it was definitely my favorite.
I do like from the other albums, I like Rockstar, Zack and Codeine.
It's funny because Rockstar, was played on the radio, and like they had to take out like half the song because like so much of it is just like stuff you can't say on the radio.
Yeah. What is it? I think On the Road. To me, On the Road, it sounds very similar to Rockstar. I think like it's got a very similar beat.
Yeah.
Or like flow almost.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And from the first album, I really liked Feeling Whitney.
Okay, yeah.
Like that one's I don't know, I think like that one's like a good one to listen to like on the road or something.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Obviously Congratulations, that one's good.
Yeah.
And Broken Whiskey Bottle, that one's good too.
Yeah. I like it.
Again, like all of the songs are good. And I can't like I'd have to listen to the song to know if I really like it or not, cuz some of the titles don't remind me of what the song is about. But yes, I've been getting into Post Malone within the past like 3 or 4 days. I've just been listening to his songs on repeat.
I thought you said Pope Malone for a second. It's just
I was gonna make a joke and call him like Pre-Malone.
Pre-Malone. Oh yeah,
because it's like Post Malone.
I didn't send you that, but like there was that video that I mentioned where it's like him playing a Bob Dylan song on his acoustic guitar, and everyone was like, "This is Pre-Malone," and like the comments, a bunch of people were commenting about that.
Wow. Yeah. So I think that's it. I mean, for stuff we've been doing.
Yeah. We're getting ready to move down here.
Oh yeah. We can give an update. I don't know. We always switch which podcast we talk about it on, but
that's okay. You gotta keep them interested, and they gotta watch the whole shebang, both podcasts,
every episode.
Every
episode. Yeah. So today, actually, we're coming down to you, and we're
gross.
Closing on the house today, and we'll be moving in within 15 days. Not within 15 days, but after 15 days.
Gotcha. Did you say 50 or 15?
100.
169.
No, 15.
Ooh, nice.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
I guess that's it. Wow.
Do you want to know what we're watching next week?
Not really.
Okay, cool. Thanks for watching, guys. It was great to see you. I could see all of you. It's really please stop masturbating. It's really uncomfortable for me.
Are you the only one that's allowed to do that, Miles?
Yeah, I'm the only one that's allowed to do that.
Does Eli do that a lot?
Ever since only the one time.
Recycling.
Only the one time.
What are we watching next week, Miles?
We're watching a ghost movie called Ghost Stories.
I'm sorry, you're gonna say Ghost Story. I was like, you sick fuck. No, I'm kidding. Because we've already seen a Ghost Story.
Oh. No, it's called Ghost Stories.
Ghost Stories?
Yeah, it's on Hulu. And the only reason I've picked it is because of like this one poster. Because on Hulu, like, every time I look for movies, I see this movie because it's got like a really fucking cool ass poster of like this guy's mouth like open wide and there's like a man inside. And every time I see it, I'm like, damn, this looks so good. but then I never pick it because I'm like, it's probably too scary.
Yeah, it's got Martin
So now
Freeman.
we're gonna watch it. Yeah, Martin Freeman. It's a British movie, so it's
British.
heavily a lot of British people in it.
Nice.
I don't think there's anyone else that. I mean,
really,
I've seen
that
like
a lot of people know. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Alex Lothar before.
Yeah.
But that's it. I can't think of the other ones. What else they've been in? But yeah, it's the plot's like about like never mind. You know what? Never mind. We'll find out.
Yeah. All right, check that out on Hulu next week.
Yeah,
on the
next
podcast.
week. Yeah, boy.
I don't really have any other way of ending this. I guess that's it. Yeah.
Boo.
Ah.